welcome, man. I'm in the shop now. Let me get on this lift real good. Okay, guys, what's going on? Y'all see that those lights? One is a check engine light, and one is a tire light. Never mind the tire light. We're not interested in the tire light. What we interested in is getting the check engine light to turn off, because there could be something major. Now, ladies and gentlemen, am not the diagnosee of this particular problem. Okay, I am here merely to install parts. Now, was this called Diagnostic, right? I don't know. I got two parts sitting on my table. They got a Diagnostic, no longer here. But anyway, before he left like 4 tickets that he had previously diagnosed. So they need somebody to do it, put the parts on. That's why I step in at, or that's why they asked me to, can I replace these parts? So I got, I got a PCM over here and a sensor, look like a cam sensor of some sort. So I'm assuming that's why this light is on, but we're gonna not assume. I think they say the voltage was high, or the charging system voltage was high. Yes, guys, the PCM has control over charging system. We no longer use regulator. Okay, all of that is done inside the computer. The computer have a way to monitor as well as regulate the alternator's charging capability. All right, that turned out to be a good thing, but when it first came out, a lot of guys was confused about how to diagnose it. I have come up with the most simplest way to diagnose whether a PCM is responsible for the charging system or not. The simplest way, guys. The next problem I have on that, I will display that information to you subscribers. Hint, hint. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, so you won't miss none of this good stuff. Well, man, I'm sitting here talking too much, guys. Let me get these parts replaced, and I'm going to go over some more things with you guys. All right? Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. Let's get it. Ooh, righty, guys. Here we are. Yes. I love 4-cylinder. Okay. PCM and a cam sensor. Now, the thing about PCM is pretty obvious. This is right here. Guys, none of these PCMs are plug and play. You will, what is that? You will have to program it, okay, in order to get it to work. We have that capability here. But as far as this cam sensor, I only see one. Where's my parts? All right, I have one cam sensor and a new PCM. Okay, this is pretty obvious, but the cam, there's 2 cam sensors on this make. It's a dual overhead cam, so they're using a sensor to monitor the position of both cams, as opposed to the 3.6 Pentastar. You got one cam sensor on the head that monitors both cam shafts. They use 2 sensors, okay, one right here and one right here. All right, but I only got one sensor, so I'm gonna have to look at the code. I'm gonna have to part it myself and see where this go, guys. So yeah, I don't know which one and it's not written on the repair order. Okay, so no big deal. Let's pull up the computer and see what the fault code says. All right, y'all ready? Let's get it. All right, guys, we back. Here you can see I got yellow PCM, ABS. Ooh, quite a few. Let's go into all DTCs. All right, the one we concerned with is P2504, charging system output high. Okay, I assume he went through the diagnostic test and determined that the PCM was at fault. P0365, camshaft position sensor circuit. Here we go, bank 1 sensor 2, guys. Now, I want to show you guys a trick that I utilize. If you're ever confused about which sensor in question, just say like a typical V6 engine will likely be equipped with 4 O2 sensors. If you ever want to know, now I did a video about 3 years ago. I want y'all to watch that video. I talk about where bank 1, sensor 1, cat converter, or O2 sensor is located, how to determine where they're located, rather. All right, so watch that video. But let's say cam sensor, things like that. You want to know, you have multiple sensors and you don't know which one is at fault or which one is which. Let me say it like that. So here's the tactic I employ. Okay, let's see. All right, as of now, PCM, there's 2 active codes, but none in the PCM. So what I'm gonna do is go and unplug one of these cam sensors. Okay, when I unplug one of these cam sensors, I should get a fault code for that cam sensor. But what we're concerned with is the position or the whereabouts of the Bank 1 Sensor 2 camshaft. You see where I'm going with this? So here's how we can tell. I'm gonna go unplug the cam sensor in the rear and see what code is generated. All right, let's get it. All right, this one seems easy. Yeah, it's right here. All right, so let's unplug this. I can still have the key on, so when I unplug it, a fault code should be generated, and it is unplugged. Now let's go and see what the fault code is. All right, so the code we had before, guys, was camshaft Bank 1 Sensor 2, right? Okay, I have the other one unplugged. Oh, it's stored. I have it unplugged. It should go active. My point is, guys, when I unplugged the sensor, this fault code showed up, which tells me the one that I unplugged is not this one, right? Y'all see where I'm going with this? So that's how you can literally tell which sensor is in question. All right, before we had Bank 1 Sensor 2, right? Now that I unplugged the one in the rear, this is the code to show up now. All right, so the one we're chasing, or the one I'm supposed to replace, happens to be the one in the front, all right, which is Bank 1 Sensor 2. All right, did y'all get that? I hope y'all got that. Now let's go back to the car. Alrighty, guys, now it has been determined that this is the sensor in question. Just in case, like I say, that was just a quick online mechanic tips to show you guys, if you ever run into that problem, just merely unplug the other sensor in question and see if your fault code changes. That would give you an indication. Now basically, you should educate yourself on this stuff anyway. From the standpoint, you should educate the engine you're working on. Try to get some quick form of education on it, like what camshaft is this, what camshaft is this. This is obviously the exhaust camshaft. This is obviously the intake, because the intake is right here. Now are they calling this this is not really a bank, because it's not a V engine. This is an inline engine, so it's not really bank. So, but from time to time, automakers would give sensors crazy names, and that has been my way around that. Trying to figure out which is which. Now I do try to educate myself on what is what, but if you're in a hurry, that is a quick way to do that. Now from what I just did, it's been determined that this is the cam sensor we need to replace. Here's my new cam sensor. Fairly easy, guys. There's a 10mm bolt, as you can see. I'm going to be holding it right up under here. I have my speed drill right here. I'm just going to go down under here, take a cheat route, that bolt right there, and just unscrew it and take it out. Alright, guys, so I have the old one out. Like I say, it's similar, and this is what was diagnosed. So I'm not gonna film the rest of this, guys. I'm gonna wrap this video up. We'll just call this a locational video on how to determine where certain parts are. Okay, by using that simple hack online mechanic tips, you should be able to tell. By doing what I did, you should be able to tell which sensor is in question. If you're faced with a, well, which one is it? If you're faced with that scenario. Okay, guys, that's all I have. I'm gonna get this in, reset this thing. Remember, I gotta replace that. I'm gonna reset and then go test drive. Always test drive it. No matter if you was given parts and said put it on. Remember, at the end of the day, guys, you signing off on this. All right, you're getting paid. He's no longer here. I'm getting paid for the job, which means it's now in my hands. Even just say hypothetically, if the diagnosis is wrong, it's now on me to find out what's wrong with it. All right, so yes, you're not out of the loop just because you didn't diagnose it. I mean, yeah, you have the luxury of saying, well, I didn't diagnose it, but that's only going to go so far. That's only going to take you so far, because the next phrase out of your manager's mouth then is going to be, well, go find out what's wrong with it. So it's your puppy now. That's my point. It's your baby. All right, so suck it up, live it up, guys. It's a cruel world we live in. Just got to be tough right along with it, guys. I gotta go. That's all I have. Thanks for watching.